Hey there, Chief. Dennis Farina here, and welcome to JSYK with Dennis Farina. Just so you know, I'll be talking for most of this.
I don't think so. This is the Cage Man Uncaged podcast with your main caster, Nicholas freaking Cage.
Now, I gotta wonder, and I'm sure you do too, how this midge named Nicolas Cage thinks he can be uncaged.
Who is this midge you're talking about? It's the Cage Man. How do you not know this? Actually, guys, it's
Right.
our podcast. It's D podcast.
That's
with
right.
Your main bros slamming skits.
Well then, just so you know, I'll be leaving for most of this.
Not D's podcasters.
Dun 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 dun
Dun dush.
Here
What's
I have
up,
this
everyone?
Here I have this product. It's called Flaming Boyong. Okay, it's fish on fire that you put on your feet.
Well,
I'll
guess
take
what?
I'll take it for 30% of the company.
You know what? I'm out. Dun 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 dun.
I'm out.
Dun dun.
Dun dun. What's going on, everybody? It's Slamming Skits.
And we are not out like the Shark Tank is. No affiliation, of course.
We ain't out yet.
We are not out
YouTube
for
hasn't
the
banned us.
podcast, episode 10.
Heck
Thanks
yeah.
for joining us. We hope you're having a wonderful day today, wherever you may be right now.
YouTube hasn't banned us yet.
Yes.
Yeet. So, how's the Hendry doing?
Well, I've been doing quite well. I've met some new friends this semester in college. I've been working hard on my homework. I know it's been hard to get this episode rolling here, but I think we're finally good. I've finally gotten a day where I'm free to, podcast, and we hope this will be an enjoyable episode for you guys.
Yes, we finally, I think we finally scheduled a good time for this kid to actually sit down and do this podcast. We're going to try to do it.
Yes, we think we finally have our solution, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen.
We're going to try to record this as many Saturdays as possible. So,
Yes, I agree.
hopefully we'll be doing this next Saturday as well.
We'll see.
We will see with the Hendry's busy ass schedule. My gosh.
Oh, yes. Those electrical engineering professors love their homework assignments.
Indeed.
If you know, you know.
Dun, 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 dun.
So,
Anywho,
how about you?
I've been pretty busy too, honestly. Oh crap. I've been trying to I just went back to college too, trying to reorganize everything, trying to keep both my homework as well, along with watching all these shows. Like, I still haven't watched The Witcher yet.
Wow.
That's like a big, huge show, apparently.
I hear that The Witcher is pretty big these days, so
Yeah.
hopefully you can get that one under your belt in your watching to-do list,
Yeah.
if you will.
Plus, I'm still like 2 episodes from finishing The Mandalorian. Like,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I can't even finish it yet.
Oh, man.
Ugh.
That's college for you, folks.
Well, that's it. Like, I don't know. My brain has like the attention span of a gnat now, so it's kind
Wow.
of,
Welcome to the club.
yeah. It's really hard for me to like concentrate on a show now. Like, I've been watching The Simpsons too, and I've been like, oh my gosh, this is getting boring. It's like, oh my gosh, can I?
This is amazing, folks. I've never would have expected that the man Slam Linden himself would be saying this, but here we are.
Yeah,
Something's going on.
I can't believe it either. Like, I'm trying to watch The Matrix too, but
Right.
like Matrix as well, not Matrix 2 yet.
Yeah,
but
I got that.
I'm like halfway through, and I can't take it.
Wow.
I can't take it. Like, normally,
What is up with this?
even when the movie is super boring, I'm like, I'll just watch it through or whatever. But now I'm just like, I can't watch it. It's
Man,
oh my gosh, like. Which, by the way, I don't think I really like The Matrix yet. Unless something big happens in the ending, I mean, it's such a drag. It's like 2 hours, but it feels like 3. I'm like halfway through, but it feels like it's like 4 hours. Holy crap.
this is something else, folks.
Yeah, you would not expect that from me, but yeah.
No.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm too hype up on, I don't know, energy drinks, I guess. Too many.
They'll do that. They'll make you restless if you have too much in your system.
Yeah, too many of that stuff, I guess.
Oh,
Anywho,
yes.
so yeah, I'm also trying to clean my room.
Ah, okay. I'm with you there. I'm trying to clean my place as well. Nothing like a clean place to live.
Yeah.
Speaking of cleaning, not that anyone particularly is going to care, but I would like to give an unsponsored recommendation. If you're looking for a new vacuum cleaner, skip the Dyson and the Shark. Pick up a Sanitaire commercial grade vacuum. They're about the same price, and you'll get much better performance. And they're not overcomplicated. They're simple, and they're just designed to work and to last you for at least 20 years at least. So
The hand dryer and
I recommend it. I've been thrilled with the performance of these vacuum cleaners. Sanitaire vacuums, they're usually, red, gray, and black are the colors that they are if you're trying to see what they look like. So yeah, just a little side note there.
The hand dryer and his 2 vacuums that he bought.
Yes, one's for hardwood floors, one's for rugs and carpets, because you can't mix them, if that makes sense. Like, you can't really use an upright vacuum cleaner for your hardwood floors unless it's got a setting for that, but mine doesn't. But it will clean rugs and carpets better than anything we've ever had. Plus, the thing weighs like 17 and a half pounds. So it's a beast.
Son, my
Anyway.
ass. My ass, son.
Well,
My ass.
let's dive right into what's up with that. Slam,
Indeed, what's up
tell
with
us,
that?
what is the app that we're going to talk about today?
Well, there are many apps, right? Like,
Yes.
apparently I have to make a correction to the Disney Plus app review that we did, where apparently they fixed a lot of the things that I complained about.
Really?
Yeah, which is surprising, and thank God they did. So,
Yes.
yeah. The, apparently they're patching up The Simpsons, I guess, where they're going to, show the whole, everything on there, instead of just, I guess, putting it, 1080p. They're going to put in their original format or whatever.
Huh.
A lot of type of stuff. So they're fixing it, and they recently got a, what you're watching now thing. But the problem is with that one thing is, if you're watching a series for more than, 5 episodes, the other one just, goes away.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but anyway. Yeah, I just wanted to
Okay.
clarify that because, yeah, I
All
made
right,
a few
then.
mistakes there. Anyway, so this app that we're going to be talking about today is actually something that we'll go into even further. It's called Super Mario Run.
Yes.
This is the first Nintendo game app that they've released in their
Right.
long, luxurious careers.
Did this predate Pokemon Go?
Yes, I believe it did. Plus,
Okay.
plus I don't
Didn't
think.
know that.
Plus, it's kind of weird, but Pokemon has a new. Pokemon has an app, a separate company or whatever that makes the stuff. Nintendo just licensed the games and all that. So,
Huh.
but yeah, the Pokemon company makes all the trading cards. like Nintendo didn't make Pokemon. Pokemon was made by
Well,
someone else.
no, I do believe, and I think we discussed this before.
We may have, I don't know.
Pokemon and the Pokemon Company is a subsidiary of Nintendo, as far as I understand it.
You know what? You're probably right. I don't even remember.
Hey, that's okay. You learn something new every day.
You learn something
Anyway,
new every day. But yeah,
tell us about Super Mario Run.
Pokemon Go was made in 2016. Let's see when. Let me just pull this up real fast. When did Super Mario Run? Yeah, so Pokemon Go came out in 2016, and Super Mario Run came out in 2016 as well. But I remember Pokemon Go came out in the summer, and that's when it got really, really popular. So I'm thinking,
Right.
I remember Super Mario Run came out in February, so it was
Hmm.
a little bit of a buffer. But yeah, so
Okay.
anyway, this is basically a phone app version of Super Mario Bros. Wii, I guess, without the controllers. Like, you can play this like, I don't know, Candy Crush or anything. Like, move Mario with your fingers and all that. It's a little tricky.
Oh
to
yeah,
move
especially
them around.
especially if you're used to playing it on a Nintendo console.
Oh yeah, and it's very difficult.
So, while I play this for the very first time, ladies and gentlemen, Slam, tell us more about this app.
Well, it's basically like I don't know. There's things in here that are reminiscent of other games. Like, it's not as good as like a Super Mario Odyssey, I guess. Like with Mario, he's not that great. Like design wise, like you can't see like the texture of his hair or whatever, but he's more like he was in Wii, pretty much. And basically, you remember Super like Mario 64, I guess?
How could I forget Super Mario 64?
I mean, yeah, duh. I don't know. But anyway, do you you remember like there was this like little, I don't know how to explain it. It's like this world or whatever that you can go into. Like you can conquer like different things.
Right.
I don't know if you get that.
Oh yeah. No, the world map.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's the correct name for it. The world map.
Right.
Yes. So there's a world map for this app too, for Super Mario Run, and you can like build your own. You can build your own world. You can add things or whatever. If you want
Yes.
to buy stuff, you can. That's where they get you.
Oh yeah.
That's
Those
like
in-game purchases, man.
yeah. I don't know why they haven't done this before, but the app is free.
Right.
But you get in-app purchases where if you don't purchase them, it's going to be really difficult, and this one's kind of difficult.
Well, I'll say this for playing through level 1. I'm very impressed with it. You know, up until now, I actually thought this game was like a Mario version of Temple Run, but it's not even close. It's actually like playing new Super Mario Bros. On any console or any version of that series, but
Yeah, it's the Mario
on a
where you
smartphone.
can take anywhere. Yeah.
And
Like-
I mean, it'd be cool if you could control the movement more, but I think they're going for something you can just open and, go and not have to think about much, because that's the kind of stuff people like.
Yeah, like
So
for me,
I
like
I don't blame them.
yeah, like for me, I just do this, every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like whenever I'm fidgeting or something, I just put up Super Mario Run, and I'm like, oh, yeet, okay, well, this is a Mario game. Like the controls are kind of weird. Like you have to
Yeah.
specifically like tap things.
I
in a
like how
certain
they
way.
adapted it, though. They did a good job. I
Yeah.
was quite impressed
All
with it.
things considering, they did a good job, but
Definitely.
it's still weird. to be perfectly honest. It's still a little weird, to say
Yeah.
the least.
Oh
Also,
yes.
like the controls and all that, I'm still trying to figure it out, and I've been playing this since 2016, like off and
Wow.
on. So yeah, like 4 years. Wow, it's that long.
Well,
I'm that
I'm
old.
sure you'll figure it out soon enough.
Yeah, I'm getting it. It's just it's really just weird. But anyway, so yeah, this is a very popular game apparently. So popular, in fact, that they have their own version. That Nintendo put out their own versions of Mario Kart as an app, and
I've been meaning to play that. We'll
Yeah.
probably talk about that in a new episode in the future.
yeah, and Dr. Mario.
Right, they did put that one out too.
Yeah,
That's a great one to put on an iPhone or a Android device. I think that would work well.
Yeah, I didn't even know that these existed until I was like searching for them. I was like, oh shoot, there's more. What? I found this out like a week ago. Like what?
Mario Kart 1 is actually pretty impressive for a smartphone game,
Yeah,
from what I've gathered.
I haven't tried it yet, but I
Neither
want
have
to
I.
because this is. I mean, Mario Kart. I mean, dang, what can you see on Mario Kart? But anyway, they also made a lot of Sonic games too. Like like I texted this kid some pictures of Sonic and all that.
I saw that, and
Yeah.
Mario, I think.
Yeah, I found this app where you can like these two like extension apps or whatever where you can like text pictures of Sonic and Mario and all that.
All right.
And I downloaded that. I also got 4 Sonic games
Wow.
from, I guess, Sega or Nintendo now. But yeah, they make like there's their own they have their own Sonic games. There's 3 Sonic games now. I'm like, what the heck? Where have I been? Why haven't I seen this? And
Wow.
from looks, Sonic looks like he would with a Sonic 06, but
Oh, no.
yeah, I mean, I haven't played the game, and the world doesn't look like Sonic 06, but Sonic himself looks like he's from Sonic 06. Like
I mean, that's fine. I
Yeah.
thought Sonic in that game looked okay. I've never played it, but
yeah, I've never
it's
played
more
it.
about the gameplay mechanics than the graphics
Yeah, so
that make that one suck.
yeah, I agree as well. So, but from what I've seen, Sonic in these 3 app games looks like Sonic 06, but the gameplay doesn't look like Sonic 06. It looks like Sonic it looks like a 3D version of Sonic. At least the first one does. It looks like a 3D version of Sonic if Sonic 06 was in a better Sonic game, I guess. If you get what I mean.
Oh yeah,
But yeah,
interesting.
yeah, Super Mario Run. It's basically you know how today Super Mario Bros. Is kind of like a fidget game where it's like pretty easy but still fun.
Yes.
This is pretty much like that, except now it's it's a little hard with the controls, but still, if you get the hang of it, you can pretty well intention take care of it.
It's really the closest thing that I've ever seen to a traditional Super Mario Brothers type game for a smartphone, and I'm so glad that exists. That's actually why I never ended up playing it. Was I always felt like it was a generic Temple Run knockoff, but now that I know that it's actually a Super Mario Brothers platformer, I might have to play this some in my spare time
Yeah.
when I'm not playing the new Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
That is
Plus,
great game.
Plus, there's like more games. There's like mini games in here too. Like it's not just, Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
3D or whatever. There's more games in here, like mini games. There's more things in here that I haven't really
Huh. So they're
expanded
taking
upon.
some inspiration probably from Super Mario Brothers 3 then.
That's I think they've taken. I don't know why Nintendo hasn't done this yet. Probably because they didn't have the technology, and
Right.
I guess because they wanted everything on their on their machines, not someone else's machine. But I guess they made a deal with Apple or whatever to develop the app or something. They made a deal with someone, I forget who, but yeah. And then I know Apple was a big part of it, I think, and then they made the transition over to Android as well. So
Yes, because I played it.
yeah, of course. And you have a Samsung.
I do. I have the brand new Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus.
Make sure it doesn't explode.
I mean, as long as it's not a Galaxy S7, the phone that exploded. And, that's why the Galaxy Note 7, my bad, I said it wrong a few seconds ago, is a phone that Samsung, with a software update, bricked on purpose because they did not want anyone else to have a phone catch on fire, and I think they gave him a compensation. That is my landline phone from the 1950s. And now we're going to introduce a new grading system for WhatsApp with that. We're going to go with pass, fail, or overachiever. And I say Super Mario Run gets a pass. What do you think, Slam?
I say this is an overachiever. I'm really proud of it.
Really?
The only couple things are just, play mechanics, I guess. But again, that's it's a little hard to do with, phone to phone from console or whatever. So I would say, yeah, it's an overachiever, all things considering.
Huh. All right. That's a fair opinion. I respect that. You're not totally wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Well,
maybe Thomas agrees.
Maybe Thomas does. All right, Slim. Tell us, what is your best and worst for episode 10?
Okay. We're going off of my best and worst of episode 10 of D Podcast. My best and worst of D Podcast will be the deadass cereals. Cereals with mascots, if you will. None of that Raisin Bran or Grape Nuts crap. Okay, we get high quality sugar stuff that targets kids, gets them hyped up on sugar, and then gets them ready for the more mature sugar of alcohol, as it were.
I like it. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. I'll give you credit for that one, Chief.
Hey, sugar hypes them up, and then alcohol calms them down. There you go.
Huh.
Anywho, there have been many, many, many plethora of cereals over the years.
Yes, there have been many cereals over the years with many different mascots and manscots, specifically for this case.
Yes, indeed. Now, for me, I haven't eaten, because I'm diabetic, I can't eat, some cereals.
Correct.
But sometimes I can eat cereals, and, I can't eat cereals for, many, many times. I would say, I tried that Oreo O's.
Oh, wow.
Which is probably my favorite cereal, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's so hyped up with sugar, I can't eat it all the time.
Yeah, it probably really made the insulin level get in the 400s or something.
No,
or was it not that bad?
Made the blood sugar go up.
My apologies. It made the blood sugar go up. Yes. And the bolus, as I learned, the bolus had to be increased a good bit to counter that. Yes, you need a big old bolus for that cereal.
Oh yes. Yes, indeed. But, however, I don't think they make them anymore, which is unfortunate because it's a great cereal, and it doesn't have a mascot. So, I can't include that, as it were.
Yes.
So,
what is your favorite with a mascot, then?
My favorite cereal with a mascot would have to be... Cookie Crisp, a.k.a. Cookie Crisp. this
That's right.
this dog, this wolf, okay,
It's a wolf, I believe. Yeah.
he is addicted to this crystallized sugar, if you will. Like he can't get
Wow.
enough.
It's like uh
It's not.
the bird who's
Yeah.
addicted to Cocoa Puffs. I
Yeah.
forgot what that bird's name was.
I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Cuckoo for Cocoa
I'm
Puffs.
Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, he's just addicted to that. But it's not. It's not a that. It's Cookie Crisp.
That's right. Tell
And
us more.
so, you ever tried having cookies for breakfast? There you go. It's Cookie Crisp. Oh my gosh, son.
That probably would taste good
Oh,
if
yeah.
it didn't have wheat and or dairy and or eggs and or maltodextrin
Yeah.
in it. So
Yes, indeed.
maybe one day I'll know what it tastes like.
One day I'm gonna paint a big picture. So yeah, anywho. But yeah, so Cookie Crisp didn't start out with this this wolf or whatever. Originally started
Right.
out with first Cookie Crisp mascot, Cookie Jarvis.
Cookie Jarvis.
Not
That's an awesome name, Cookie Jarvis.
not the Iron Man computer Jarvis.
Right,
But this
right.
is a wizard. A wizard probably gives them the magical miracles of cookies for breakfast. And then
Wow.
and he was originally there in like 1977, right? And then for some reason they changed it to these two dogs, like Cookie Crook and Cookie Cop, who were always
Cookie
being
Cop.
yeah, they were always like trying to like find like the cop was always trying to like capture Cookie Crook and the dog or whatever because they're always stealing
Right.
the Cookie Crisp, and the kids need their Cookie Crisp, and they always get
Oh,
locked
yeah.
in jail. But then focus more toward the dog and the Cookie Crook, less on the cop, which society today that's kind of concerning.
Huh.
And the dog was named Chip, and Chip would always say "Cookie Crisp" in 1990. And,
That's true.
yeah, and slowly but surely he became the focus, and here we are today with
Wow.
the wolf doing Cookie Crisp in
The
2003.
man himself. I
2000
remember that.
Yeah.
Always on the TV commercials.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's none of that today. I have not seen a Cookie Crisp commercial in forever.
Me either.
I think the last time I saw it was like, I don't know, 2007?
Man, has it been that long ago?
I guess. I haven't seen it ever, and I've watched a ton of television, so yeah.
Wow.
It's really, really sad. But anywho. Cookie Crisp.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, it's really crunchy. I would want it to be like more mushy, I guess, but you can wait till the milk kind of like makes it more mushy. But I don't know, it doesn't taste all that well that way. But anyway,
Yeah.
I think that this is a quality cereal. It's not, the best, I guess, all things considering. Like it tastes more like cereal than cookies, but you get that overall cookie taste, which I guess I enjoy.
Yes.
You get some chocolate chips. There's also double chocolates Cookie Crisp. There's also brownie Cookie Crisp, which I have not tasted. I just tasted the chocolate chip ones. But
Right.
You can taste the chocolate chips, which is surprising. You
Huh.
normally with this type of cereal, you don't really taste the chocolate chips. It's kind of like just, I don't know, coloring, I guess.
Yeah.
But you can taste them. You can taste more of the cookiness, I guess.
Yeah.
But you also get that cereal taste, which is kind of plays tricks on you. So I don't know. But anywho, I really like the cereal. The cereal is delicious. If if Honey Nut Cheerios or Honey Bunches of Oats or any of the other cereals aren't there, I automatically go for Cookie Crisp. It's like my favorite cereal with a mascot, honestly.
Huh. Okay.
Honey Nut Cheerios is more convenient, I guess,
Sure.
but Cookie Crisp is like the one I want the most. Probably because I'm addicted to sugar, but yeah. Anywho, that's
Okay.
my favorite cereal with a mascot.
All right. Well, my favorite is going to have to be Cap'n Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
I love me some Cap'n Crunch. It's not even Captain. It's an apostrophe in.
Yeah.
Cap'n.
What about Oops All Berries? You ever tried Oops All Berries?
I have. I will get into that momentarily.
Oh yes, we shall.
So Cap'n Crunch, the standard orange, red, crimson colored box that is.
With the Captain
I like
himself.
With Cap'n, crunchitays, as he would always say back in the early 2000s.
Yeah. And the same design as like Rocky and Bullwinkle and all that, but
well, in those days, yes. Back in
days.
the day, you're right. I suppose he did have the same animation style. I never thought of that. That's a pretty neat thing to say.
Yeah. I mean,
launched in 1963.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky and Bullwinkle were pretty popular back in that day, so I would assume so.
Huh. It
But-
definitely has a 60s look. If you
Yeah.
look at an old box. Nowadays, it still looks like something from, like, 1997 in terms of the drawing, but maybe a little bit better.
Drawing.
But it's not... The art style on the box has honestly not changed since I started eating it in, like, 2004 or 3 or whenever it was.
Yeah. I started eating Cookie Crisp when I was like, I guess 17. That's my first one.
Wow.
That was probably like my addicting one. You went all the way to like when you were like, how old were you? 6?
In 2003, I would have been 5.
Wow. You grew up with the cereal. They targeted
Yes.
you, and you actually bought the cereal. Good job.
I guess.
You're-
Well, it was more because my mom, of course, at that age, I wasn't quite old enough to responsibly decide if I was allergic to it or not to the degree I am now, because that's just how your brain is at that age. But my mom found that, now that I had recently outgrown my food allergy to oats and
What?
corn,
What?
or it may have just been corn.
Wait, you were allergic to corn?
All right, I'll have a very brief backstory about this.
Yes, because I had no idea you were allergic to corn. I thought you
There
ate high
was-
fructose corn syrup all the time.
Well, I do now, but there was a point in my life where I was also allergic to, what was it? Soy, corn,
Oh, okay, I remember.
green beans, and oats, I think, and I outgrew all 4 of those.
Okay, well, okay. I thought that this was more recent. I was like,
Oh,
what?
no. This was like a long time ago.
Okay.
Anyway,
a little
so-
little weird there. Anyway, continue with your
So-
Captain Crunch story.
okay, so what I was getting at was that, since at that time we'd recently found out that I could eat corn and oats, my mom started looking to see if there were any breakfast cereals I could have, and she found Captain Crunch
Son, eat
was
your
one
Captain
I could try.
Crunch. Son.
So I gave it a try, and I thought it tasted really good, and I've liked it ever since.
Son, did you eat your Captain Crunch? Yes.
Yes.
Son, I still see 3 little Captain Crunches in the bowl. My son, you will eat those 3 Captain Crunches.
And
At this time.
another thing is it's easy to clean, like it's easy to eat it all because of its trademark ability to not get soggy in milk. You can eat the whole bowl of cereal, and when you clean the bowl out before you put it in the dishwasher and rinse out the milk, there's no residue of the Cap'n Crunch in there usually. Compared to something like Cocoa Pebbles, where
Oh yeah.
as good as it tastes, it sometimes will stick to the side of the bowl and you have to scrape it off to get it all, but it still is worth the effort. But I would still say Cap'n Crunch is a little better. You know, it kind of fluctuates for me. I have different cereal likings at different times, but I think Cap'n Crunch is the one that stuck out to me the most over the years, so that's why I'm going with it. Now, with that being said, let me tell you a little bit about the advertising from what I remember. So, for whatever reason these days, I don't see a lot of ads for this cereal. But then again, I don't watch a lot of kids' TV channels. So maybe they've started making commercials again, but the last...
As coming from a guy who watches a lot of kids' programming on actual channels...
Yes.
There are none. There are no Captain Crunch commercials nowadays, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I would have to agree. That's too bad. I never see them.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a Captain Crunch commercial. Like,
I've seen them, but it's been a while.
Like, I've seen them, like, online, but not on TV, which is really weird.
I've seen them on TV, like, in the early 2000s. It used to be like, let's see... something like that with a whistle, and then
that is a loud whistle,
and it was loud on the commercial, and then the captain was like crunchitize or something, and then I would get excited because that was like the only cereal I could eat at the time.
Duh. Yes.
I can eat it all by myself.
As cried by...
Son, you suck.
Cried by Caillou. So yeah, that's Cap'n Crunch. You know, there are many variants of Cap'n Crunch, like the Oops All Berries, which is kind of like Trix, but maybe a little better tasting, and then, or a lot better in my opinion. Then there's the Crunch Berries that mix the berries in the Cap'n Crunch. The Peanut Butter Crunch, which is a big no for obvious reasons for me. That's a suicide mission. Then Christmas Crunch, never tried. There was a chocolate donut crunch years and years ago, and I seem to have liked it, but they don't make it anymore.
You know what? I actually did, in fact, try Christmas Crunch.
How was it?
Like, I got the idea from, like, watching Stone Gremlin Productions, which I don't recommend, but that's not here.
Yeah.
Anyway, this guy tries, like, random stuff. Honestly, it is not too terrible. It's like a Christmas... Honestly, it's exactly what you expect. It's Christmas. It's a Christmas Captain Crunch. It's like there's stars in there.
Yeah.
It's just like in fun shapes, I guess. There's Christmas trees and like stockings or whatever. I mean, that's basically it. I mean, I don't know. There's were there any anything in there to add flavor, I guess?
Yeah,
like in regular Captain Crunch?
Yeah, it says it's sweetened. I don't know exactly what it is that does that, but it is sweetened somehow.
Yeah, I remember there being kind of like it being kind of like Lucky Charms. There we go. I was going to say Lucky.
It doesn't quite taste like that.
Yeah, I know. I remember it reminded me of Lucky Charms though. And
Lucky Charms tastes a lot like Cheerios with marshmallows.
Yeah, that's what it looked. That's why I said it looked like it. Didn't taste like it. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So
all
anyway.
right. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, that's my favorite. If If you've never tried it, give it a shot.
Yeah, I tried Christmas Crunch a while ago, and I've tasted some Captain Crunch on days when I was over at the Hendry Apartments, and it was, it did pack. It did have crunch. Let's just say that
It did crunch.
It did crunch.
It does crunch.
It did not get soggy,
No.
which it goes against the laws of physics, but whatever. Anywho,
Cool. Well,
cool. Guess let's move on to our worst cereals with a mascot.
you got it. I'll let
Yes.
you go next.
Indeed, because I'm next. Yaw, yaw,
Oh,
yaw.
oh, man.
Anywho, so there's a lot of cereals that suck,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of cereals that are like, if they don't succeed, they don't capture the imagination from kids. They don't last. There are many that I can't count right now because I don't know, but I know that there's a lot of cereals that have come and gone over the years, like Oreo O's, I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're making Reese's Puffs anymore.
I mean, that did never matter to me because it's not like I could have had it.
Chocolate into peanuts.
Duh, 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 duh.
Milk and
There you
peanuts. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big no.
Anyway, though, there's this one cereal with a mascot that's still running strong today that I cannot stand.
Let's hear it.
And it comes from the heart, honestly. Like I wish I could love this cereal so much.
Oh, I already know what it is, but
Yeah,
say it.
I think
sadly.
I think you do. I love this cereal love this so much, but with a heavy heart, I have to say this is my worst one with a mascot, and that is Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, that's a shame because those aren't bad at all.
I mean, honestly, they're like they're like shaved version. It's like if you chop up Fruit Loops, you chop up Fruit Loops into little itty bitty pieces, and that's Fruity Pebbles.
No, you have to remove the maltodextrin.
You gotta Well,
I tell you what,
taste wise,
if I can try Fruit Loops one day, I'll let you know.
okay.
But for now, Fruity Pebbles are better than the alternatives, but we'll get to that later. Continue.
To you, but
Yes, everyone's taste buds are different.
yeah, but to me, I can't. I don't know. Like I can't. I mean, Cocoa Pebbles are a little bit better, I guess,
A lot better.
but Fruity Pebbles, I can't stand it. It's just reminds me of chopped up Fruit Loops, and they taste like chopped up Fruit Loops. Like they don't even have the right taste. You get the taste for like a microsecond, and then they just turn into like, I don't know, Rice Krispies.
That's
Like
not
It
bad.
tastes like what? I mean, yeah, Rice Krispies aren't bad, but I paid for Fruity Pebbles. I want to taste the fruit, not the Krispies. I want to taste the fruit. But yeah, anyway, it's really sad because the Flintstones, they're like one of my favorite cartoons ever. I own the complete series on DVD. That cost me $100. Dollars.
$100, man.
$100.
$100.
$100.
Man.
Fred and Barney and all that. Could talk about the Flintstones all day long, how they inspired many other cartoons and all that. How we wouldn't have Rick and Morty, we wouldn't have Family Guy, we wouldn't have The Simpsons, we wouldn't have had American Dad, all the adult cartoons without the Flintstones, honestly. And we wouldn't have the Jetsons without the Flintstones as well. Flintstones pioneered primetime adult animation / family animation, not just kiddie animation, even though it got kiddie in the end. But in the beginning, it was more like The Simpsons. It was a little bit more cussing and a little bit more saucy, but the family,
Nonetheless.
yeah, the family could still watch it.
Oh, yeah.
And I enjoy it every once in a while. Like, sometimes it gets a laugh out of me. I know some people don't like it, but I like it. And I like their products, even though most of it's made of sugar. Like, Flintstone vitamins. It's mostly made of sugar. Fruity Pebbles, mostly made of sugar. And they I just don't like. I don't like the Pebbles brand, honestly. Like they tried to make cupcake Pebbles, which was so weird.
I'd never tried that. I don't think I could have it.
It was like Pebbles and Bam Bam. It's like birthday cake Pebbles.
Yep.
There's so many like that. They tried so many different other things. They overachieved. Their go-to things were are Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles. Like you can't differentiate that. And I get it. Like you trying to like reach for the stars, I guess, and like try new things. I get that. But Cupcake Pebbles, are you serious? You can't have Cupcake Pebbles, birthday cake Pebbles. It's so weird. Try something else. Like I don't know. Have like new raspberry Pebbles in Fruity Pebbles, you know? Have like different flavors of Pebbles in your Fruity Pebbles instead of just I don't like it. I don't like
Okay.
I don't like
He doesn't like it.
I do not like Pebbles. I don't
No.
like the taste. It's a cheap version of Fruit Loops, and Cocoa Pebbles is honestly a cheaper version of Cocoa Puffs.
You know what? If Cocoa Puffs taste anything like the version from Publix that I'm actually not allergic to, then that's awful, and Cocoa Pebbles are better. But your taste buds are obviously, ear rape was needed there, different from mine because you think Red Bull tastes like cough syrup. So,
I mean,
fair enough. That makes me think that I would not like Fruit Loops, and I probably won't when the day comes. Now, shall we talk about my least favorite cereal?
With the mascot? Yes.
Yes. All right. Trix. That's it.
Tricks are for kids. Silly rabbit.
And not for Hendrix's, apparently, because I swear they used to taste decent. Then I remember buying them one day, and they tasted horrible. I don't know what it was, but it was the biggest letdown ever, and the box just sat there with the cereal in it for weeks.
Did you...
He was there.
Was there a... Did you... How long, like, in between when you bought the boxes was it? Was it like a few years, or what?
Yeah, probably.
Well, that's probably why. Your taste buds probably changed.
That would make sense. Yeah,
Because I know, like, whenever I tried something, like, when I was a kid, and I try something now, and I haven't had it in years and years, I don't like it anymore. Like, I remember that happening with, like, corn. Like, I used to eat corn all the time, but ever since then, I don't really have corn all that much.
I guess you get tired of things after a while and you have to change it up.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I guess your taste buds kind of move on and they, react to it, I guess.
You're right. But for whatever reason, as awesome as the rabbit is and
always trying to get that tricks, but
always
the kids are like, nope.
Yep. Always going for the tricks, but nonetheless, not
Tricks
for me.
are, in fact, for kids.
I will stick to Fruity Pebbles over Tricks every single day of every single year of every single life. The end. And honestly, that's about all I can say about it. I mean, the commercials are funny, but that's all the joy I get from Tricks.
I mean, there was a point where the rabbit was trying to steal like real tricks from real kids, and as a kid, I was like, "What the hell is this? What kind of a loopy world did I just walk into? What happened to the cartoon kids?
They became real through the magic of Walt,
not Walt
General Mills.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just that was really weird. But when they went back to the cartoons, I was like, okay, well, that's better. But yeah, I think there was a point where the rabbit actually caught it, like maybe
Yes.
once and was almost going to eat it, but then the kids were like, "Nope, sorry, rabbit, just for kids." Rabbit's always
Yes.
rabbit's always trying to get it, and honestly, like the rabbit is probably the only cartoon serial character still running today. Like I remember seeing the rabbit not too long ago. So yeah, the rabbit's still going around making his rounds and all that. And I think it harkens back to the old ways of cereal commercials. Like there used to be like
Yes.
stories and all that.
Oh yeah. They
Like
went
these-
so far with it, but
Yeah,
now the kids are on their tablets and
Yeah.
don't know how to use a Game Boy.
Yeah. Now
Makes me feel old.
nowadays, but even still today, they still keep true to like the old ways of like cereal commercials. Like they still have like little stories, like little cheap, crappy stories.
Yeah.
Stories nonetheless, but which I have to commend them on. I really do. Good job.
Oh yes. And
You're keeping the thrill alive. And actually, I tried tricks before too. They're
probably for you better than Fruity Pebbles, but
they're a little better. I mean, they're still not there for me. Like I still like Fruit Loops over tricks, but the taste did like last for a little bit longer. But still, I can see what you're saying because I remember tasting it, and then there was another, and I think they changed the design on it. Like
yeah.
when they changed the design on tricks, then I tasted it again, and it felt a little more cereal-y and less fruity.
Huh.
I remember it looking a little bit more duller for some reason.
Yeah. Maybe they changed the ingredients. Maybe for you, using maltodextrin, you got to get that barley-based sugar to really get it tasting good. I've never been able to know. The only time I had maltodextrin was when I was
blew up like a
accidentally
balloon.
given. No, I accidentally had beer instead of Angry Orchard, and it tasted better, sadly. But
Don't let the one hear this.
no, she already has.
Oh, well, okay.
So yeah, that's all I got for tricks, and I think now it is time for tubing with the U's.
Heck yeah. But before we do, let me just say this. Tricks are for kids.
Yes,
Tricks are indeed for kids. Now tubing with...
tubes are for U's.
Tubes are for U's. Back to the tubing with the U's.
Yes.
So, son, it's my turn to pick the channel that we're going to be talking about today.
What have we picked today?
Today we've picked a... it's sort of interesting because it ranges between two channels.
Okay.
But nonetheless, it's the main thing for this channel, for these two channels. And that is... Movie Talk.
What a surprise!
Oh my gosh! AKA Collider Movie Talk. Before that, AKA AMC Movie Talk.
That is right.
Movie Talk for movie fans.
Like Movie Slam.
Indeed. So I'm going to tell you this story, alright? Back in 2012, I was a freshman in high school, not knowing what to do with myself.
Right.
And I just got my iPhone.
Oh yes.
And I was looking
I remember that.
Yeah, I was looking up YouTube stuff because I was finally on the YouTube, and I was looking on like, I don't know, movie podcasts, and all of a sudden this one came up. It was like AMC Movie Talk. I was like, what? The movie theater chain has a movie podcast, so I took a look at it, and I thought it was going to be, like commercial or whatever, like corporate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Turns out it wasn't like that. It was actually engaging and actually like talking about real movies. Like they were saying bad crap about movies, but also good things about movies.
Huh.
Just really random. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually pretty good. So I kept on watching it.
Yeah.
So now let me tell you the history behind... And that's how I got into Movie Talk. Let me tell you about the history of Movie Talk. So Movie Talk started with the man, the myth, the legend, John
The fat
Campia.
man.
He's not fat, he's pudgy, but that doesn't... It doesn't help with... doesn't hurt his character or whatever, or his work ethic. But anyway, John Campia created this movie podcast akin to ESPN, sports talk or whatever, like sports talk radio, and he did it pretty well, honestly. Like, the only thing that it's changed compared from him then to now is that he didn't swear. So yeah. So John Campia made this Movie Talk with Amy Rose Eisenbach and Dennis Sen, aka the Asian that you saw.
Right.
They did some pretty good things. Mostly about they mostly did news about, the big movies because people watch the big movies. But in order to get, views. But, all in all, they did pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I agree. They seemed like they were very professional. Even the pudgy man himself seemed pretty professional. It was funny seeing a podcast about these movies that are now just kind of common culture things from the past.
Yeah, aka, crap. What was I? AKA the, the big movies, I guess. Anywho. So, we watched the first ever episode of AMC Movie Talk.
We did.
And compared to today, well, we're going to get into today, but first ever one, I forgot how, really crappy it was, honestly.
Yes.
It was just guys on a table just talk in a closet, pretty much, just talking about movies, and that's it.
Wow.
And it was talking about, it was basically like sports radio, honestly. Like, is Penelope Cruz going to be the next James Bond girl?
Yup.
Or, I don't know, is Man of Steel going to be, good or bad? We don't know. Anyway. Actually, it inspired quite a bit of, other channels like Fandom Entertainment. Fandom Entertainment kind of does the same thing, except theirs is more, generalized. With, I guess, what movies will make, I guess. Like, there's this whole show called Charting with Dan and charting, the box office of certain movies. There's this whole, talk and debate about whether or not some decisions that people are making are good and all that. Akin to Movie Talk.
Yes, most certainly akin to Movie Talk. I agree with you there 100%, Chief.
I'll tell you what, though. The main four, or the main six, I should say.
Yes.
The main six big heavy hitters of this show was basically John Campia, Amy Rose Eisenbach, Dennis Zen. Oh, wait. Probably 7. Sorry. So
That's all good.
Dennis Zen. There's John Schnepp, Christian Harloff, and Mark Ellis.
Right.
They're the big heavy hitters there. John Schnepp unfortunately passed away. Rest in peace, John Schnepp.
Yep.
He was
Indeed.
he was a classy guy. He was a really great guy. Like he knew his stuff about comics and all that. And according to John Campia himself, reason why he hired John Schnepp was because he knew about Guardians of the Galaxy before the movie came out. So he was like, "Yo, get this guy on the thing."
I don't blame him. That's a good reason to hire someone, he's going to have insight about what's coming up.
Yes, indeed. But anyway, he tragically passed away. Amy Rose Eisenbach left because of she wanted to do like indie filmmaking or whatever. Dennis Zen, I guess, is still there. He's just more behind the camera.
Right.
John Campea. Now look, I think the reason why the show lasted for this long, and the reason why, well, the main reason why it switched over to 2 different channels was because of John Campea. It's basically his baby, honestly. Like, he created this thing from the ground up.
Oh, yeah.
And
you're right.
the reason why he moved over was because AMC was like, I don't think this is really our forte, really. Like, they were giving them, like, loads of money, but they were kind of like, we're not getting really any returns on this, which is fine for them. But, you know, Collider came in and was like, you know what, we can probably make this into something, like, better. Have you guys grow. And
yes.
And so, yeah, that's what they did. They moved everybody over, all their shows over to Collider, which is where they live or used to live today.
Do they not live there anymore?
Oh, we're going to get into that. That's going to be
I bet we are.
the big and juicy thing right there.
Okay, keep going then. Tell us the story.
So this is something that I've kind of held deep within my heart.
Yes.
Because, honestly, John was the heartbeat of the show. Without him, it was kind of meh, I guess. But John was kind of the heartbeat of the show, for the most part. This guy left 3 times. It was like, spoiler alert for Walking Dead, but it was like Glenn dying in The Walking Dead. You think he's dead, you think he's gone, but nope, he's back.
And better than ever.
Yeah, I guess. Like, the first time was like, oh,
Maybe.
phew, good. He put aside all of his differences and all that.
Yes.
But he left again, I was like, what the hell? Why do you leave again? And then he came back, and I was like, okay, fine, whatever.
That's a little odd.
And then he left again, and I was like, oh my gosh, what the hell? Turns out people at Collider were not allowing him to develop his own way, I guess.
Right.
Like, they had a lot of creative differences, quote unquote creative differences, I guess, with management. So John was like, okay, I'm gone. So he made his own channel, and actually I enjoy it. It's pretty decent. He built it from the ground up, honestly. Again. This one I think is a little bit better because he has it in his own house. So it's a little bit more personal, which I enjoy. But after that, everyone just like started falling off the deep end, I guess.
Right.
Like Christian left, Mark Ellis left. And so yeah. And after John left the 3rd time, then it started getting more, I guess, corporate.
Really?
Yeah. It was something I
Wow.
really didn't want to happen, but it got more corporate. It got a lot shorter. Which I loved when they ranted and did all that stuff, but
Yeah.
now they just, like, I don't know, they would talk for like 5 minutes, and they would time themselves, and I'd be like, no, I don't like this. So anyway, about 3 weeks ago, as of the time of this recording, Collider announced to everybody that they would be shutting down all of their AMC original, like, shows, I guess.
Right.
Like, they were shutting down Movie Talk. Another show they brought over was Heroes, where they basically talked about superhero movie news, and specifically superhero movie news. They shut down Jedi Council, which was Star Wars movie and TV and comic book and book news.
Right.
In the same vein, and they shut down Collider Live, which was basically everybody just sitting around like after movie talk, just talking, I guess.
Yes.
I didn't really watch a whole lot of that because that was just seemed like they were reaching a little too much. And I believe they shut down Rule of Two as well. I mean, I saw a new episode just go up, but I think that was just a separate, like a special thing. But yeah, they shut down everything, and they didn't tell the people about it.
Wow.
Like, literally, the hosts of these shows were told this, like, literally an hour before the press release came out.
Huh.
And there's, yeah, without warning, they were just like, oh, shoot, we're fired? What? Not even a statement, just...
Oh, man.
But yeah, they shut down all these shows, and then all of a sudden, the owner of Collider went on, did a town hall or whatever, and just went on there and explained everything, and it was crap. Everyone hated it.
I'm sure.
Basically, corporate decisions and all that, and
Wow.
not being a good, like, he was stumbling on every word and all that. It was awful. John Campy came out and said stuff about this, and he was furious with him. Everybody there doing that stuff. Also, like, apparently there's this really high up guy, like, this really high up guy in the circle of corporate who went on Twitter and said that all these shows sucked.
Oh, wow.
And that
That's...
the new shows were, like, better, and no wonder everyone wasn't watching these shows. They sucked or something, and everyone was just like, oh my gosh, what the heck? Why are they saying this?
Seems a bit unprofessional.
No, he was. He was apparently, I don't think he got fired, but there was some measures taken to him, thank God.
Yes.
But yeah, like, everyone was in an uproar. And so far, I noticed that there was 20,000 as soon as they acquitted the shows or whatever. There was like 20,000 subscribers unsubscribed overnight.
Wow.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a big number of
It is.
unsubscribing
That
going
was
on.
It was
Wow.
really big, which is probably why he did the town hall. Honestly, and
Yes.
John Campia, even though he disliked the guy, was like, all right, why don't you come on my show and I'll help you out with the talking to people and whatever. Try to salvage this a little bit. And he was like, okay, thank you. So he came on the show. That was very interesting. You can see that he was like kind of, John was kind of like, yeah, okay, I got you now. I got you now. You're putty in my hands. And yeah. So now they just do for your consideration, I guess, where they go around and interview people. They interview stars of like indie movies and all that. There's comic book shopping with like random stars and all that. Stuff I don't really like anymore.
Right.
But
right.
I like the movie talk. I miss movie talk. I wish John was back on movie talk. He would have saved it, but
yeah. What can you do?
All in all, that's it for that. The structure of this late show, the way I remember it, I'll just go super fast with this.
Sure.
First, they would have like, I don't know, 5 movie topics for like 30 to 45 minutes. They would talk about this, and then they would have like 5 questions they would answer from emails, and then they would go onto Twitter and take live questions or whatever. But this was before the super chat feature when they went live. when they went live for the first time, everyone was just like in an uproar. It was like, yes, good
Huh.
job. But yeah, now they're dead and gone, which is sad. They'll
Yes.
always hold a special place in my heart, even though they went more corporate and more, I don't know, something I didn't like in the end, but, whatever. It was a good show. It should have lasted longer, but it didn't. So, there you
Yeah.
go. And yeah,
All right.
so coming from your angle, you saw the first video, and you saw the latest video, right? Was for your consideration or whatever.
Correct.
What did you think of it?
Well, I mean, they both look like they were edited professionally. Obviously the first one we looked at being, the image quality was 2013 level, so it wasn't quite as good. But to be honest, I didn't necessarily enjoy watching either of them. I don't know. It didn't grab my attention at all.
Oh yeah,
So
I mean yeah, that was the first one was kind of like very rough in the beginning.
yeah, I could see that being part of it.
As you go on though, which you probably won't, but
No, I definitely won't.
yeah, because
I'm
it's
gonna
not,
say
it's not
that
your
now.
thing. But
No.
plus, it's not like it's not like a serialized show. It's not
Yeah.
you can go back and do it. It's kind of like okay, this is like old news. But
Right.
if as you go on though, you get more of a feel of it and get more of like okay, well these guys pretty down to earth, pretty nice, pretty chill, pretty lax. They like
Yeah.
movies. It's basically like talking with random guys that love movies too, but they know more about the news
Yeah.
element of it. And yeah,
Okay.
also
Huh.
the for your consideration thing, I can agree with you too. That sucked. I
Yes.
really didn't like it. It was very corporate, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it must have been so bad that honestly I don't even remember what they talked about. That's how boring it was. It was worse than the first one.
Yeah,
So
I know.
I get
but
that goes to show you how it went downhill a bit.
yeah, it was it was pretty bad. Yeah, I can't even remember it either. Let me try to see even what it was about. Just scrolling down here to the thing, and it was about it was summertime review. It was a summertime review or whatever. So they
Oh,
reviewed Summertime, which is at the Sundance Festival, which is a big, huge movie festival. But yeah, it was just a little 5 minute review, and I can't even remember it. It was so boring and dumb. Like,
oh yeah, that's what it was.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's I'm I'll see what happens, but this channel used to be like one of the pillars for me, but now it's just like whatever. Sucks. Screw you.
Yeah.
The reviews are terrible. Another reviewer that I'll be talking about in 2 podcasts, Chris Stuckman. I will be talking about Chris Stuckman, so get ready for that. But
Yeah,
this
that
man,
will be a long one.
yeah, but this man, even though I'll say this, even though all he does is just review stuff, I can remember what he did in almost every review that I've seen of him. It's more often than not, it's basically the same thing, but I remember that and his opinions more than what Collider did with this for your consideration crap.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my thing for AMC / Collider movie talk.
All right.
If
Well,
I
thank you for sharing with us.
Indeed. If I had to give this a rating, which I don't think we should, but if I had to give this a rating, I'd give it a right now a 4 out of 10. Cause
That's unfortunate.
yeah, because the reason I give it a 4 is because I can still watch the other videos whenever I want. They didn't take them down. Thank God. So yeah.
Yes. Okay.
All the new stuff sucks.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they have in store for the future, but as of now, I'm not impressed. And that is it. I am done. I wipe my hands of this. Let's now move on to Led Zeppelin, best and worst.
The best and worst Led Zeppelin albums. Folks, if you remember in recent times, we here at D Podcast talked about the best and worst AC/DC albums.
Oh, yes,
and
you remember
AC/DC, yes, is my favorite band of all time. Led Zeppelin is close. They're not. I don't know if they're probably tied for second with a few others. They've got some really, really good ones, but they have less good ones than AC/DC to me. But still, and they're still an iconic band, and you know they were a big pioneer in what later became heavy metal, which is very popular in modern day times, not as much today as it was, 10, 15 years ago and in the 90s, of course. But yeah, Led Zeppelin, they were very, very iconic in their day and today even.
Yeah, I mean, from listening to their music, honestly, it's not like, Kiss or anything like that. It's more like kind of more of a rock type of thing, and not like just screaming and tongues blaring and just like hitting the guitars down, that type of thing. It's more like just stringing the guitar like as hard as they can. It's more like they actually like wanted a groove and wanted like, a beat to their music, I guess.
Yes. There was definitely a lot of screaming vocals though in Led Zeppelin. Don't kid yourself.
I mean, of course, but a lot less than like, what Kiss does or whatever.
I don't even know if Kiss did much. I don't listen to them much.
Yeah, I don't either. They're a little.
They're out there.
Yeah, I don't want to go there. But anyway, we'll go.
But
there maybe one day. But
yes.
Anyway,
so
who were the band members? Like when did they get started, and who are the band members of Led Zeppelin? So just in case the audience who are listening to this podcast don't know, who are the people and their start date?
The main man behind Led Zeppelin that everyone thinks of is Jimmy Page, the guitarist. He is famous for playing a lot of different guitars through a lot of different amplifiers with a lot of different effects. And if people are like, I want to get that Jimmy Page tone, but that is so many different tones. It's not one thing. So it's more of a song specific type of tone. I'd say it's got a lot of the fuzz in it. For those of you who play guitar, definitely want to put a fuzz pedal in there. Something with humbucker pickups. I would say for earlier stuff, go with something like a Fender Deluxe Reverb maybe, or what's another good one? Fender Hot Rod type of amp, one of those. The Coupe de Ville, maybe even a Blues Junior would be good, That's not what he used, but the stuff that Jimmy Page used is so rare, and there's only like 10 of them in existence or something. It's ridiculous. So, as far as amps go, he played mainly a Gibson Les Paul. Those are easy to find if you can afford them. And in the beginning, he played a Telecaster known as the Sun Dragon, I think. And there's a story behind that, but that is beyond the scope of our episode today. Next, we have Robert Plant, the vocalist, who definitely did some screaming. He did some very soulful screaming, like
Isn't that the guy that blew his voice out?
I don't think so. I've never heard of that.
Okay. I might be thinking of the wrong guy.
You might be. That's interesting. I don't think Robert Plant damaged his voice. He just does a lot of yelling in some of those songs. A lot of that. Oh, oh, baby, baby, yeah, take me there.
Yeah.
Love, that kind of stuff. Very, very psychedelic. But he does his job well. Then we have John Paul Jones, who's probably my favorite bass guitar player.
And
even over Cliff Williams.
And who was also in a Brady Bunch episode. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did know that, though.
I did. That's why I said it. And
that's pretty cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's hilarious because they keep on saying, John Paul Jones, John Paul Jones, John Paul Jones. You just keep on saying it, and it's hilarious.
Wow.
There's been memes about that, but yeah, anyway.
So, yeah, he's got a very distinct bass guitar tone, and it really drives the sound with Jimmy's guitar, unlike AC/DC where it's like 90% guitar or maybe 80% guitar, then 20% bass. It's probably a good 50-50 mixture for Led Zeppelin, and it creates a very unique sound, and it really works. And then we have the almighty John Bonham, who is an amazing drummer. They were all amazing. All four of them were very talented musicians, and they all came together and they created something ridiculously amazing that is barely topped by anything in the world. So John Bonham unfortunately passed away in 1980. I forget how he died, but he was a great drummer. If you really want to hear how good of a drummer he is, listen to the song on my favorite album, which we'll talk about in a bit. And I will not name it for that reason, for the element of surprise. Now,
Indeed. Actually, yeah.
Listen to Moby Dick.
I was thinking about another guy. My apologies. Anyway.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, listen to the Moby Dick song if you want to hear John Bonham. And now let's dive right into our favorite and least favorite albums.
Indeed. What's your favorite Led Zeppelin album?
My favorite Led Zeppelin album is Led Zeppelin 2. That's a simple name, but not a simple album.
Oh, no.
I, as a matter of fact, own a vinyl copy of it from the early 1970s.
Is it original?
Sadly, yes. Well, it's an original 70s release. It's not a launch year. It's not like from 1969 when it came out, but it's from the right time frame. So it's the same mixing. I won't get too much into music production stuff and remastering, but it's the original mixing, unremastered. It's pure. It sounds really good. It sounds better than any version on Spotify or iTunes I've ever heard. So,
yeah. So, why is this your favorite one, other than the Moby Dick song in there?
Well, the Moby Dick song is one reason. That is one of the catchiest guitar riffs I've ever heard in my entire life.
And it's just instrumental, right? Or is there singing in there?
Moby Dick is instrumental, actually.
Ah.
Moby Dick is, it's only an instrumental song, but it's a good one. It has a very catchy guitar riff in it. Listen to it to see what I'm talking about. It's in drop D tuning, I believe. Yeah. Also known as no, never mind. I was about to say something false.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, drop.
You corrected yourself just in time.
I taught myself. Drop D tuning, folks. That is what you need to play on your guitar to play the riff. Now, moving on. The title track or no, excuse me, the first track, there is no title track on this. First track on the album is Whole Lotta Love, which is probably my favorite Led Zeppelin song ever. I first heard it actually on a roller coaster that you would have made the Trump China face on for sure.
Is this the music one from Universal?
No, this is good guess. No, there was what was it called? I think Hard Rock Cafe had a theme park and they called it the Hard Rock theme park. It was in Myrtle Beach.
And that's why I've never heard of it.
Then it changed to something else and then it just shut down. It didn't last long for some reason. I thought it was a great park and I wished I could see it again, but
they probably didn't get enough people in the park, probably.
I
visitors.
guess it's kind of hard to get to, I guess, but yeah, it's they had a ride based on Led Zeppelin, and I forget what they called the ride, but they played this Whole Lotta Love song, and I just remember, waiting in line and going on the ride and just hearing the down and it was just all exciting, and I was like, man, that sounds so good. This is a great song. I like it. And that was when I became a fan of Zeppelin. And I've been working on trying to produce a guitar cover of it, but it's a lot trickier than it is for AC/DC covers. Jimmy Page guitar tone's harder to nail. So look out for that one day. Moving on, we have actually, I will mention that is a bit of a long song. It's got a middle section that's very freestyle, experimental, and it sounds very trippy. You'll think you were tripping on acid or something.
Yeah, this one's
That might have
5.5 minutes.
Okay, so you looked it up.
I mean,
I see it here. I see it here on the album too. Yeah, 5 minutes and 33 seconds. Anyway, moving on, we have a Heartbreaker is another really well-known one. If you don't know what it is, you've probably heard it before somewhere. It would be one that you listen to and it's like, oh, that's that song. Yeah, that one.
Give us like a sneak preview, but keep it like under 5 seconds.
Okay, it's like down, down, da, 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 down, da, 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 that one.
I think I recognize it.
You've heard it, I'm
I've
sure.
heard it, yeah. I just
I played it on the guitar many times, so maybe you heard it that way.
Oh, yeah, that is probably why. That's probably how.
We got
like I was looking through the all the list of songs on this album, and I saw Heartbreaker, and I was like, I think I've heard this song before.
Yeah.
Like I remember this song. I just can't put my thumb on it. It's real. I wish I could. Wish I could remember it, but it's slight, maybe, but not fully, which is unfortunate. But anyway, continue.
All right, so those are the two really, really big ones for me. There are some other really good ones that are maybe it might be up for debate, but to me, they're not as well known. Like the Lemon song, it's funny. It's got a bit of a sexual innuendo going on there.
As do most rock songs.
Not quite as bad as AC/DC. They are very, very good at that, which is part of why they're awesome. It's hilarious.
And the Beatles, they love their subliminal messages of sex and all that.
Oh, yes, they really do.
John
then
Lennon
we have
insisting on all of it because he thinks he's bigger than Jesus, even though he's not.
Even though he's not. But
And
now
he's dead.
We go back to Led Zeppelin, yeah.
So we've got a Living Loving Maid, in parentheses, she's just a woman. I don't quite get the meaning of this one. but it's very catchy. I doubt you've heard it, but listen to it. It's a really good one. Bring It On Home is kind of a cool, like a bluesy type of hobo vibe. It's like do 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 do. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this train go down the track.
Whenever I think of that song, I think of Bring It On, the cheerleading movies.
It's not related.
That'd be hilarious if that was
yes
in the
it would
in the movie. But anyway,
then it turns into but it's a good one. And other than that, there's a few other songs on here that I won't get into as much because I don't like them as much as the others. But this is definitely the album that has the most songs that I think are amazing. And they're all like really, really, really good. It's like, to me, their best songs ever. Although they have a few really, really equally good ones scattered around other albums, but this one definitely has the bulk of them. So that is why I pick Led Zeppelin 2. Now, because it's ancient, I'm going to put it back in its plastic bag here and keep it safe until I want to play it on my turntable again.
yes. Boom.
So, what's your favorite, Chief? Tell us.
Oh, you're gonna be shocked
I might.
that I know about this album.
Okay.
It is Led Zeppelin 3.
Okay. I'm not totally shocked that you know about it.
You know
I think
why?
I'm...
What?
Because it has the Immigrant Song on it.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that was the obvious reason
Yeah.
that you picked it.
Look, okay.
So it's a great song.
It is. It's a fantastic song. And it doesn't have every Led Zeppelin guy credited on it, unlike what was that song again? Your favorite song? Oh, Whole Lot of Love. Yeah. Doesn't have every guy on there like a whole lot of love, but
yeah.
I swear this song is like the catchiest thing. One of the catchiest things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, they...
Like
we come
that...
for the land of the ice and snow with the hot spring.
Okay,
I forget how it goes, but yeah.
We'll get demonetized. I'm sorry, but yeah. So this is a great song. It's literally this like the same thing over and over again, like 4 times, but I love it. It's great. Like
yes.
I think I actually got into Led Zeppelin from the Immigrant Song.
Really?
And yeah, and I heard the first time the Immigrant Song, Honest and For True, through a Deadass Movie. What a surprise.
Where else?
Yeah, where else?
It's a given.
Yeah, and it was Thor Ragnarok, and
okay.
I was like, oh my gosh, what the hell is this song? This is like, I gotta find this out. So I searched it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the song? Yes. And unlike most people, I guess, I like to listen to songs for like 6 months at a time. Like if I get something if I like a song, I'll listen to that and only that for like, I don't know, 2 months at a time, I guess, just like over and over and over again. It's just that one song till it like drives me nuts. And this was one of those songs, and it was apparently it was written by Jimmy Page and Robert Plant.
Yeah, they wrote a good bit of them.
Yeah.
Robert and Jimmy, I think, did most of the writing, but they all, pitched in.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever were like a lot of these bands later on down the road where they start hating each other and shit. Like Guns N' Roses, I know they had some turmoil, and hell, even as early as Aerosmith, they had some issues. But
Led Zeppelin broke up.
Well, they ended it because the drummer John Bonham passed away, and they decided that they needed to stop. That's why they quit in 1980.
Ah, okay. Well, at least it was on, you know, good terms and not
Oh
breaking
yeah,
up.
yeah.
It's very nice, very good. But apparently they did like some revival stuff in like 2018 and all that type of thing.
Yes. Jimmy Page, I think, is really the main guy who, in modern times, keeps the band name alive more than any of them. Robert Plant, kind of, he has mixed thoughts. He's not quite as into it at this point, but they did do a reunion tour, I think, once,
Yeah.
like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah,
But
and I'll tell you what, Jimmy Page is. I recognize this guy. I've seen him somewhere. I can't put my finger on it, but I've seen him somewhere. I haven't seen him in like performing, but I've seen him somewhere. I can't remember what it was, but anyway.
huh.
So yeah, mostly it's because of the Immigrant Song. It's why I love Led Zeppelin 3. Might need to get a little bit more into this album, but I swear, the Immigrant Song is one of my favorite songs of all time. I will listen to this song again until my ears bleed. It's such a great song.
Huh.
And yeah, there you go. Also, I recognize Jimmy Page from someplace. And John Paul Jones is from a Brady Bunch episode.
Yes.
So that's kind of hilarious. But anywho, that's all I have for Led Zeppelin 3. Sorry it was short and sweet, but it was
That's
sweet.
okay. That's okay.
Short.
So,
So what is your
My-
worst Led Zeppelin album, son?
the Presence album. The Presence album.
The Presence album.
Achilles' Last Stand is okay, but it's not great. It's not something I'd, listen to consistently. The rest of them, I'm pretty sure I tried listening to just to explore the band, and I just didn't really. It's not really rock and roll to me. It's more like acoustic ballad stuff, if I remember correctly. But people like that. But to me personally, not for me. I don't really have a lot to say about it because it's not that the music is bad, it's just not the kind of music I like. And Led Zeppelin to me is a hard rock band, and this is not hard at all.
And this is Presence.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll give them credit. Maybe they were trying something different. I suppose that was part of it, but really, they were just, I'm not sure. They were they were doing something different here, and it was not necessarily a good thing. That was their second to last studio album, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
And yeah.
So that's really all I have to say about it. It's just meh.
Yeah, I mean, I know they did Stairway to Heaven. I've listened.
That wasn't on that album.
I know it was on the Led Zeppelin 4. Currently officially it's untitled, but people call it Led Zeppelin 4. But Stairway to Heaven was on there, and I know that song.
Yes.
But other than that, I really don't know any other Led Zeppelin. I'm kind of in the dark.
That's okay.
On Led Zeppelin, which it is, but it's unfortunate, and I want to get to know them more. Like I really want to listen to Led Zeppelin 3 more because the Immigrant Song's on it. But for now, I guess I'll take Presence as well because I mean, they honestly seem to like strive for perfection because there's not a lot of albums that they did, and honestly, it's like they stopped like in 1980 and they didn't do a whole lot. So maybe they struck gold and got out while it's hot. Also because of the guy who passed away, but still, I think
I
that
think it was more that though than anything.
yeah, that. But honestly, even though it's very tragic that this guy passed away, I think it kind of worked in their favor because, yeah, like sometimes people are more remembering of you for the stuff you did rather than every like the most crap that you did. So I don't know.
Fair enough. So, like, yeah, the majority of their albums are pretty good. Led Zeppelin 2 being my definite top pick, and I'd say Led Zeppelin 1 being my second favorite. It's got some good ones, or either that or Led Zeppelin 4 would be my second favorite.
I would say Led Zeppelin 4 probably be my second favorite.
Yeah, that's got a. Yeah, actually, thinking about it now, it's a dead tie between 4 and 1 because 4 has Black Dog, which is one of my top 3 favorites from the band. So
My ass, son. Led Zeppelin 3 is fourth place? My ass.
well, it has the Immigrant Song,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have any others that I seem to remember liking a lot.
My ass. It's
But
the Immigrant Song, though.
that alone is good though. That
Yeah.
makes up for any shortcomings, so I'll
Yeah.
give it respect for that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, then.
Yeah. All right, well, I think that's about it for Led Zeppelin. Shall we move on to the theme park?
I think so. Yeah. Let's get into theme park review. Dun 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 dun.
Duh!
Duh.
Duh! So,
This is Harry
Here-
Potter and Escape from the Greengots.
yes. A great ride. It,
Right.
for some reason, didn't appear to stick out for us here, but
Yeah, not for me. I can remember. Well, we'll get into that, but yeah, which is surprising, but still.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. So, you want to go over the mechanics, or do you want me to? Since you're the I'm the electrical engineer, so.
But I don't do mechanical engineering.
Anywho, so this is a ride that is located in the London section of Harry Potter,
Right.
and this thing is a little bit like the other Harry Potter ride we talked about,
Yes.
except
But
this
it's a little bit faster.
it's a little bit faster and a little bit more colder, but whatever. So this one is based in the bank of Harry
The
Potter.
bunk.
The
Where
bunk.
you get your bunk account.
You're a wizard, Harry, and get in your bank account.
Get in your bunk account information.
You are a wizard, Harry. Anywho, so there's this huge tent pole critter there that is like iconic for that part of the park. It's the dragon
Right.
that blows.
Oh,
fire.
yeah.
I guess
You're
it-
right.
Yeah, I guess it blows fire every hour or something like that. Have you heard something like that, or is it like? I know it blows fire sometimes. I just don't know if it's like within every hour or every 3 hours or 6 hours. I don't know. Have you heard anything
don't-
like that?
It does breathe fire. I forget how frequent it is.
Okay. I mean, it would make sense if it did it like every hour, but that's a lot of fuel to burn. So
Yes, it
I
is.
I don't know if they would want to do that, but I don't know, whatever. So there's also this animated, like, I think we talked a little bit about this as well, but there's this little animatronic banker elf, a lot of banker
Bunker.
elves in bunker
Yes.
elves in this bank account.
Yes.
We were talking about it. I don't know if you want me to say it, but the Brian, do you want me to talk about that or not?
I'll say, I'll mention it just for fun. I believe my mom said that the grumpy banking elf was my dad or something. So I thought that was funny.
Yes, yes, indeed. But
And
anyway,
apparently, when the ride came out first, like it had a 7.5 hour wait time. Wow.
yeah.
We did not wait that long.
No, but it was pretty long. Was this the one that was long, or is this the one that wasn't long? Because I remember we rode two, I think.
The Harry Potter Hogwarts one, I think, was a little bit longer.
Yeah, this one, like the castle one, was long. Oh, okay, so the castle one was long, but this one wasn't that bad. Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
I remember now. So
Actually, no, they were both kind of long.
yeah, like once you got into the bank, it got long. Like I remember.
Yeah. It might have been this one actually.
Yeah, because I remember waiting in line forever, just looking at the elves, seeing if they like talked along with the people, but apparently they don't. They're not as up to date with their animatronics like Disney is with the
No,
Mr. Potato
voice.
Head.
Yes, it doesn't interact with anyone. It just kind of looks at the book and maybe makes some elf-like grunting noises or something.
You suck.
Come on, down to my car. Yeah, you'll tell you bloody hell.
I guess.
Yeah, and
Something like that. I forget.
honestly, they did it again. For some reason, Universal went all out for Harry Potter because it looked immaculate. This thing looked.
They put some money into the design.
Yes, it was so good. Like it was crystal chandeliers. It looked like an actual bank. It looked like elves were like running this bank. Honestly,
It didn't look run down.
Yeah, it was not like Marvel Land, which was, my gosh.
It wasn't bad. I thought it was pretty nice. I
What,
think I
Marvel
was.
Land?
Yeah, that's
mean,
a debate for another day, though.
Yeah,
But
that's like comic book-esque, but whatever. Anyway,
yeah,
back to the Harry Potter ride itself. We finally got on the ride. You talk
We
with
did.
the Weasley twins, played by the same guy from About Time. I remember that movie. That movie was pretty good. He's also in Goodbye Christopher Robin, which is the biopic of the A.A. Mills who wrote Winnie the Pooh. He's also in Star Wars. He's a pretty decent guy, but back then he was the Weasley twins.
right.
And you follow them as they are rambunctious and they're trying to put a dragon back in its cage, I guess, or something, like calm it down or whatever.
Right.
And you're in this cave. It's really fast. You're trying to get this dragon back really fast and all that. It's all smoky. It's scary. And, yeah.
Well, as for the ride mechanics itself, it had. I seem to remember there being more of a here. I've got a picture pulled up of it, of what it looks like. Actually, that's kind of neat. So it's one of those indoor coasters where it doesn't go upside down or anything, but it has neat track layouts where sections of it will spin and you'll turn you in a different direction, and there are parts where it will also tilt you backwards or forwards, make slam go China, please. And it's got 4K projectors. I did not know that till I just read that. That's pretty neat. 360-degree screens. I do remember that being there, and the architecture and the colors of the setting inside the ride they looked fine. They looked realistic enough to make you think you were there, especially for the youngsters. My bad.
The youngsters.
Especially for the youngsters who let their imaginations soar like the wind.
In that ass, dude.
So,
What What did I think personally about this ride? Is that what
I
you're gonna
was
ask?
I was gonna ask, what would you rate it?
Well, I was gonna ask you, what did you personally think about this ride without the rating?
I seem to remember loving it, but at the same time, I don't remember a lot about it. I don't know why that is. I guess it was really good. It was one of the better rides at the park, but maybe not quite as good as the Mummy.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of the same way.
Yeah,
I think I know why, though.
sure.
It's because, all due respect for the Weasley twins, I know a lot of people love these characters. Be that as it may,
Yeah.
I think they ran into kind of a corner there with not putting in one of the big three. Like,
Oh,
you didn't put in Ron, you didn't put in Hermione, and you didn't put in especially Harry. Which, to be fair, yeah, okay. You didn't put any of those guys in, granted. Because if you put them in every ride, then it's like, okay, this is a little too much. But still, I mean, you could put in like a secondary, like, important character. Like, I can't remember if Hagrid was in there. If he wasn't in there for too long, or even oh shoot, not. I almost said Gandalf, but who's
wow.
who's the wizard? I forgot.
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore. Oh my gosh, I am dumb. Bulldor. Dun-dun-ch.
Oh man,
Forgetting
what a good.
Dumbledore. Holy crap. Anyway.
Yeah, gosh.
Gosh. Anyway, so that's a difference. That's a different theme park for another day. Anyway.
Yes.
But yeah, put in Dumbledore. But even put in the weird Loompa kid who has those weird glasses and yeah, it's like blonde and weird. Put in Neville. I mean, holy crap! Why is it just the Weasley twins?
The blonde. Oh, you talking about Draco Malfoy?
I'm talking about no. I'm talking about the girl blonde kid. Not the,
oh. Yeah. Oh, with glasses. Yeah. Good point.
she's like Loompa or something. I forget her name.
Yeah. I remember her. I forgot her name.
Yeah. Anywho, you put anyone else in there, just not just the Weasley twins. Yeah, they're, I guess, popular, but not as popular as like Hagrid or Dumbledore.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Hagrid wasn't there because from what I remember from the book, Hagrid took Harry to Greengots, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that that's not who we saw.
And he had a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the heck? Like, if anyone's supposed to save a dragon or whatever, it would be Hagrid because he loves the animals. What the heck?
Huh.
Anywho, I mean, I can't really talk about this ride anymore. It's not that I hate it or anything. It's a great ride. It's really well designed and all that. It's just
I agree. There's not much to say,
yeah, compared to Hogwarts, that ride, that was like, it could have had more thrills on that ride, but overall it was a great Harry Potter ride. This one is just kind of,
It's a better riding experience to me, but the thematic element was the trade-off.
Yeah.
I guess you could look at it like that.
Yeah. So, from A+ to a F, what would you give the rating to on this ride as we speak?
A rock solid B+.
B+, huh?
Yes.
Well, if we were rating this out of 10, I would give it 7 out of 10, but we're not. So
We're not.
Gonna give this a C+, probably.
Okay.
Basically, because, I mean, it didn't leave an impact. I wish it left a little bit more of an impact. Like, the first Harry Potter ride.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. And I only give it a higher grade just because I'm more into the roller coaster stuff than you are. But,
yeah, I'm into the roller coaster stuff, too. Like,
well, that's up for debate. But
I hate doing it, but I'll give you a pass if it's, like, good thematics and good, like, ride mechanics. Like, Harry Potter ride, I mean, is technically better, but I'd probably give it, I don't remember what I gave it, but I gave it like a 8, maybe out of 10, something like that.
Okay.
Because the ride mechanics were a little iffy, but thematic elements were really good.
Oh yeah.
8
But
to an 8.5 or something like that.
right. Anyway, so yeah, Escape from Greengots. It's a cool ride. Check it out while you're in the park. Definitely not worth passing up, but I wouldn't wait in a extremely long line for it.
Yeah,
If you had to pick this or say the Mummy, I'd go with the Mummy. I would even pick the Rip Ride Rocket over this. I know you didn't like that, but that's as far as pure roller coasters go, that's a better experience for thrill seekers.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a line wrapped around the building for this one, and a line wrapped around the building for Hogwarts or whatever, do the Hogwarts one. If you had to choose one, do the Hogwarts one. But
yeah, it's probably the one. It's the iconic one.
Indeed. Now it's time for Memeopolis, brought to you by the Hendry Arcade and Debbie's Diner.
Yes, come join us at the Wild Hendry Arcade and Tavern. Have you a good pork chop and some steamed white rice at Debbie's Diner.
Yeah, which is inside the arcade.
Yes,
which is something new.
Yes.
It's like having a pizza place in a Blockbuster, which apparently happened, but now is gone. So it's but it's like getting your pizza and movie same time, not having to go out in the snow. So yeah, Hendry, it's your turn for the memes. Tell us the story of your meme as follows by Skits.
So, we are going to be talking about...
Give your meat a good old rub. That's it. Nice and hot. Hot and spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
Give your meat a good old rub. Oh, that should work that into the meat. Yeah, boy.
Give your meat a good old rub.
Give your meat a good old rub. Ansley Harriet. An African English, I guess is how you'd say that.
African
chef.
British.
Or yeah, African British, same thing, I suppose. Chef who has like a reality TV cooking show or something, kind of like Gordon Ramsay minus the raw.
Minus the What are you doing? It's raw. It's toast. How can you make toast raw?
So
is it really, or is it more like a cooking show that you find like 30-minute meals with Rachel Ray or whatever?
I honestly don't know. I've never looked that far into it, but I just know that I remember seeing this totally by accident because I was looking up longest yeah boy ever, which we'll do on another episode. Yeah boy, that guy or kid. But I looked up yeah boy, and I saw give your meat a good old rub. I was like, what is this? And then I see then you pick up your palette knife and work that into the meat. Give your meat a good old rub. So
give your meat a good old rub.
If you've never seen it, you have to look it up. It's funny. You could make all kind of jokes with it, like have a trap song where he's like rub, 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 rub. Give your meat a good old rub, rub, rub. Give your meat a good old rub.
There are a ton of remixes of it. Don't you worry about that. That's hilarious. But anyway.
All right. And we liked it so much that back when we were roommates at UNG, we were playing Wheel of Fortune on the Nintendo Wii, and I made a character, I guess it was a me, yeah, and the character was Ansley Harriet. And you can record your voice on that game and give the characters lines to say if they guess a letter correctly or not. And so, if Ansley got the letter correct, he'd be like, "Yeah, boy," and then he got it wrong, he'd be like, "I gave you meat, a good old rub." It was pretty funny.
Yeah,
we also
that was one of the funny ones.
We also did that with Douglas, the Memphis bus driver.
Yeah, boy. Is that part of the meme as well? Or
yes.
Is it okay?
Oh yes. It's all part of the joke. The yeah, boy adds to the sexual innuendo that was maybe not intended. And to take it even further, the man knows that he is a meme. He actually was interviewed and thought was hilarious. And he was all for it.
Interesting. So, yeah. Okay. I've actually looked it up.
Yes.
Looked up this meme because the Hendry did not. So.
Okay.
Oh, put you on the bus.
Okay.
Okay, so it's the show called shoot. It is not the I know he had two shows. He was kind of like a Guy Fieri of Britain.
Oh wow.
And it's called Can't Cook but his show Can't Cook Won't Cook.
Huh.
Where it was basically a 30-minute meals with Rachel Ray.
Yeah.
It was like him in his one little kitchen or whatever, and him just cooking and sharing recipes or whatever, just like most, or what Food Network is known to be. And so he did that, and I guess he just did give your meat a good old rub. Yeah, boy!
It's just for fun.
And he was like, and then all of a sudden, bam, memed.
Instant meme.
I think this happened like in the early days of the internet, because this show happened between 1995 and 2000. So,
wow.
Yeah.
It's that old?
Yes, it is that
I
old.
did not know that. Okay.
His game show lasted from 1994 till 2010. So yeah, I'm surprised too. But yeah, I don't know. Like, he knew he was a meme back when he did it. I don't know how he knew, but he knew. And then he started doing other things, like trying to make it memed, and that was just like, okay, that's you're kind of forcing it. It's not as good. He wasn't trying.
I remember that.
He wasn't trying to when he did give your meat a good old rub. And it's not just, it's not just the sentence, but it's like the face he makes that adds the performance.
Like mid rub, it's like he makes this very distinct rub facial expression.
Oh yes.
It's like Trump saying China. It's the same concept except rub.
Yeah. Except his is more stern. His is more joyful. Because he knows this meat will be getting a good old rub. And
it will.
And he loves it. When Trump says China, he's like, China sucks. But that's enough politics.
Sucks.
That's not politics for today.
Okay. Good job.
Because there's two things we don't talk about on YouTube: politics and religion. So, yeah.
Yes.
Anywho. So, yeah. Honestly, this meme is great. It's not as good, I would say, as Doug the Memphis bus driver, because that just makes me laugh all the time. It's great.
Yes. Same. They're both amazing.
But I would say Give Your Meat a Good Old Rub is probably my number 2.
Okay. It
great.
may have been number 2 for me at a point. I don't know if it still is, because I've seen things that we'll talk about in future episodes that might even be better.
Oh yeah.
But
BT Dubs, I'm next, and oh boy,
okay,
it's going to be movie related. Don't worry.
it
will
most
be,
definitely will be.
Oh, it will
folks.
be movie related as
Yes.
follows. By
Okay.
Skips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's it for
Thank-
Memeopolis.
that's right. That concludes it for Memeopolis today. Tell us about this comment you found for commentators on the comments. Sam, take it away.
Yeah, so here we are, your commentators on the comments. It's our new name for this segment of the show because commentators is bad. And I knew it from the beginning. But yeah, this is a better name, I think, and we're just going to go roll with it. So
I like it.
So we're actually going to go with a nice comment for
Oh,
today.
good.
Finally. I think... I can't check this for some reason because YouTube won't allow me to check it. But I think this man is a subscriber. Thank you for subscribing. Trevor McClanahan. Trevor McClanahan.
There you go.
Sorry if I mispronounced your name, but yeah. And what Trevor said is not necessarily hilarious, but is in agreement with me on one of my reviews, which I'm glad. He said, "Amen, dude. Slitos Amigos is CRAP."
Okay.
And yeah, if any of you guys don't know, there's a review that I did way, way, way back when I first started the channel, and this, hopefully I got better at editing and recording and all that.
Is this one of those old school ER in a car videos?
Oh, it
you did?
is.
Okay,
It
I
is.
figured it was one of those.
It is. One of those ER in the cars that I don't do, and maybe one day I'll do it again, but not now. I gotta do it. Gotta do a better way of doing that. My original twist to it, because here's the thing. ER in a car. I got this idea from this other YouTube channel who reviews movies literally right out the theater. Apparently, that's what they say, but I don't think all the time. But apparently, right after the movie, they sit in the car, prop their recording device, whatever that may be, like a cheap camera or whatever. I guess it's a cheap camera or a cheap iPhone or cheap phone or whatever. Prop that on the grill of their car and talk inside the car. And I loved that idea because it's simple yet elegant and cozy. I love that for some reason. It was like
And by just to clarify, by grill of the car, that means actually probably propped up against the windshield from the inside, if I had to guess. Okay. Because if it was on the grill, there is no way you could hear anything from the inside. Because that's on the outside.
Yeah. My apologies. Car-related misinformation. Anywho.
Indeed. Continue.
I thought this was great. A great idea. I hate the people who did it, but I love the idea. I would watch it.
Huh.
I would sometimes watch the reviews just so I can watch it, watch the way they did it. And I don't understand why, but even now I'll just sometimes just go onto their channel and watch it, and I'm mesmerized by it.
Just a fascinating concept, huh?
Yeah. So I tried to do that. Didn't work out all that good. Probably need to edit it a little bit more. Or maybe have a few friends there doing it too, because the cozy factor is required for this.
It seemed very forced.
Yeah, I had to have four extra people to bounce off of and talk about with. So maybe that will work.
Yeah.
I don't think I have 4 friends who would just go on the fly with me to watch a movie, though. So, yeah. That's kind of unfortunate. But yeah.
You never know. You may meet some.
But yeah, Saludos Amigos. It's one of the most boring animated Disney movies I have ever seen in my life. It's a
Oh,
document. I think I told you this before, but I said this in review, but it's a documentary basically about Walt Disney going to South America to get inspiration for cartoons. And there's little cartoons mixed in, like with Donald Duck and this weird plane trying to fly in Brazil or something. It's
yes.
so boring. Oh my gosh.
Huh.
I had to. This was back in the day when I could just sit back and watch movies just whenever, even when they got boring. Which
Yes.
I guess I'm starting to try to get back into, but it's super hard for me. And especially I have like 3 energy drinks. But
Yes. I could see that.
yeah, this one I had to get up and just walk around and do something. I was like playing. I was probably playing Super Mario Run at the time on my phone.
Huh.
I was like,
Funny enough.
yeah, I was so bored this entire movie, but I had to press on. I pressed on. I made it through. It's the worst Disney animated movie of all time. It is the worst. It's even worse than The Black Cauldron.
Huh.
Just said by many to be the worst animated Disney movie ever. But no, it's not. It's Ludus Amigos, hands down.
Okay. I will make sure not to watch it then.
Yeah, so Trevor, I agree with you, man. Thank you for the comments. Tell your friends to subscribe and comment as well. And if they're funny or if they're nice, I don't know. We'll just pick them out of the hats. And yeah, we'll we'll just give you a shout out here. Or if there's a lot, we'll maybe just have like a comment section thing where we just answer your questions. Maybe this is how we answer questions, because I want to have a little question thing, but we don't have that many commenters. So yeah, I will give you a thumbs up actually, because you made a man happy today. You made a reviewer happy. So thank you, Trevor.
Yes, you did, Trevor. Good work. Proud of you, son.
Thank
Even
you.
though I've never met you and maybe never will.
Yeah,
But you never
probably
know.
will. He actually gave us some other comments as well to other reviews. Like, I apparently made some mistakes in the reviews, and he like helped me out there, like corrected me. So thank you for that again, Trevor. Thank you for that. Anyway,
That is your biggest fan in the movie reviews, I think.
I guess. Thank you.
What a stud. We want to meet him one day. At
Yeah.
least I do.
I want to meet him too. I want
Hopefully
to say,
we'll see you. Trevor, if you're listening, hit us up at SFGE in Atlanta, Georgia this summer, and we'd love to play some pinball.
indeed, I will give you the $20 that I owe you for commenting nice comments to me. No, I'm kidding. I don't have $20.
Oh, there.
Oh, anywho, now, thank you for that. Now it's time for recommendations. This is what the part of the show where we recommend a underrated or obscure thing from our best and worst, or
Sure.
overlooked, or any other type of random thing from our list of best and worst. So, Hendry, talk about a Led Zeppelin album that you want to talk about. Anything.
Sure.
Whether or not it's good or bad.
Well, my overlooked recommendation is the Led Zeppelin Mothership album.
Ah, that one.
Oh, you've heard of that one?
I have, actually. That's the one with the actual Led Zeppelin.
Well,
Crashing or
that's
whatever.
also the first album has the Zeppelin ship on it. It's actually a photograph of the real ship, which is cool. But no, this is one that's like got black and red and like
Yeah, this is the more cartoonish version
it's not really cartoony. It's more
on the album cover.
yeah. Yeah. Still, I guess it's more of just like a hand drawn thing. That's what
Yeah.
I'd call it. It's not necessarily like new material. It's actually kind of like the AC/DC Iron Man soundtrack, where it's a compilation of it's a greatest hits thing. Let's put it that way. So if you had to have only one Led Zeppelin album and you couldn't have any other, period, no exceptions, I would say get this one. Because although it doesn't have Moby Dick on it, I don't know why. It deserves to be on here. It's got most of the ones that I really liked from the second album, plus ones I liked from the first and the fourth and the third. So this is a good one. Plus it has Kashmir, which is also good. It's a very well done compilation, and if you can afford and find the vinyl version of this compilation, I would get that because it's got all kind of like memorabilia stuff with it and documentation and like pictures, and it's a really neat set to have. I wouldn't mind having one to display on my wall, but unfortunately it is expensive. However, just for the album artwork, if I could find a poster of it, I might put that up on the wall. It might be worth framing. I'll send a picture to you, Chief, if I do that. Folks, okay. Will he get the picture?
I don't know.
We'll find out. But yes, check out the Mothership album. That's a good one. If you're just getting into Zeppelin, like you said, actually, I would explore the Mothership album and get a feel for good picks from every album, because that's a good one to start with. And then once you know what you really like, I would look at the individual albums and explore that, individually. So yeah, Mothership album came out in 2007. Give it a try.
Well, hey, there you go.
You got it.
Heck yeah.
Boneless
and homeless. All right then.
So, what is your cereal recommendation with a man, Scott?
With a man, Scott. It's Rice Krispies. You thought it would be Fruit Loops.
No, I didn't.
You would think. But anyway, so Rice Krispies. The cereal itself, it tastes... Oh, shoot. Shut up, Siri. Okay. Anywho, so, the cereal itself, it tastes like cardboard, to be honest, but I like the sound it makes when you pour it in milk. It's iconic. It snap, crackles, and pops. Plus, it tastes more like corn anyway. It doesn't taste totally like cardboard when you first eat it. When it gets soggy, then it's crap. But
I actually can't have Rice Krispies. But
yeah.
Thank you for the recommendation. But because Kellogg's is the most allergen-unfriendly brand, one day, Kellogg's, if you're listening, please quit using maltodextrin and put just, I don't know, some other source of sugar.
One day I will own Kellogg's.
I'm not owning Kellogg's.
I will take maltodextrin out of every cereal and put in pure cane sugar.
They just have the damn maltodextrin, and it ruins it for me. It ruins Frosted Flakes, it ruins Rice Krispies, and it ruins Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
I think I could eat all three of those if it didn't have maltodextrin. I know I could definitely eat Rice Krispies and Frosted Flakes for sure, but nope. Let's put some barley in our cereal, folks. Let's do it. Let's go.
Hey, let's go. It's like beer. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Let's do some cereal. Let's go.
Yeah, anywho. So,
but yeah.
Personally, I like the cereal. It's not the best in the world, but it's certainly not the worst. Like, you advertise something and it gives you short bursts and that's it.
Yeah.
AKA Fruity Pebbles. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Anywho, so also you can make Rice Krispie treats out of it. with marshmallows.
True.
So you can make something else out of it. This is the first cereal to actually like put that in his advertising. Like you can make more stuff out of the cereal, which is surprising. Also, these are like a Snap, Crackle, and Pop, the elves that like do the Rice Krispies or whatever advertising.
Yes.
They are one of the first and longest cereal mascots in America. They've been around since the 1930s.
Huh.
Snap, which was the first elf, was advertising Rice Krispies since 1933.
Okay.
And then Crackle and Pop later came together, and they've been together since 1939.
Huh. What do you know?
And then they became elves, I guess. Like I guess they were gnomes before, but then they became elves in 1960.
Okay.
So there you go. And they're always trying to get the Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Hey, Rice Krispies.
Exactly. And I haven't seen it in a while, which sucks because I would probably eat them, but they did have actual gluten-free Rice Krispies from Kellogg's. I actually ate cereal from Kellogg's. I was so amazed that I ate a Kellogg's cereal. I was just
Kellogg's cereal.
I couldn't believe it.
Kill me.
I finally had cereal from Post, from General Mills, from Quaker, and finally the big one I was missing was Kellogg's. I finally have tried something from all the big name companies. And now I can't find it anymore.
Well, probably because it wasn't that popular, I guess.
I mean, I guess people are like, give me that barley, man. Let me have barley in my Rice Krispies. I like the blue barley box.
I think they're probably going for those people that don't eat, gluten because they're fit.
I know.
San Francisco, man.
Yeah,
But-
man. Yeah, man.
But I don't think many of those guys like eat cereal to begin with, like that type of cereal to begin with. But anyway,
Right.
so yeah, Rice Krispies. It's an underrated. I think it's underrated, honestly. Like it's been around forever.
I don't.
And no one.
Well, it might be. I like them. When I had them, and there was this Rice Krispies like cereal from some health food type brand that I used to eat as a kid as well, and I used to put a little bit of brown sugar in it, and it tasted so good. But I can't find that one either. So
yeah, well,
it's kind of crappy either way.
Yeah, for you. But I think this is an underrated classic because this has been around since like 1927. The cereal.
I agree.
And not many people talk about it. I mean, people talk about it, like making Rice Krispie treats, but they don't talk about the cereal itself or the elves. It's really weird. But anyway, that's my pick. Go out and make a Rice Krispie treat, why don't you? You rapscallion, you.
If I can find some
that
are allergen-free.
Pure cane sugar marshmallows and allergen-free, gluten-free Rice Krispies.
Marshmallows are actually okay. I can have those. Just straight, give me some Jet Puff marshmallows. I'll puff them right up into my mouth, if you will, and I won't die.
All right, well,
I'm just not a big marshmallow eater. They're a little bit too messy for me. Like they taste good, but then it's like all over your hands, and it's like, this is a midge.
Well, yeah, but don't melt them then.
I don't melt them. I'm eating them nice and room temperature, and.
Yeah, well, I don't eat marshmallows either, mostly because I can't.
That would be a big diabetes nightmare.
They're made out of pure sugar. I can't.
Folks, let's just say the bolus of insulin would be a big bolus.
Oh, it would be a big bolus. Yes. Probably so big I can't even put it on my pump. But anyway,
you'd have to drain the pump, and then reload it and drain it again.
Not that. I don't.
Okay. It wouldn't be a double bolus.
Actually, there's a amount that is like a cap, and I can't overdo it. This is getting way off topic, but there's
Oh, really? Well,
there's like
fair
a
enough.
cap. Like I can't go over 17 units at a time. Like I can do it. I can put like 17. After that gives me 17 units, I can charge myself again for another 17 units. But I
Oh, I
can't.
see.
But
You can't do it all at once.
I can't do it. I can't do it 3 times in a row though.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I would avoid jet puff then. Did not know it worked that way. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Learn something about diabetes, folks.
Yeah. Apparently, I tried to do it 3 times in a row, and it wouldn't let me. So
Wow.
I was like, oh,
Wow.
well, I guess that's the limit.
Huh.
But anyway,
All right, well, I
Yeah.
think that wraps up this episode. We'll conclude here, folks, with our picks for next time for the
Yes.
best and worst. Remember,
this was
the
actually
rest will be a mystery.
indeed. Actually, this was the most vibrant that you've ever been on this podcast. I gotta congratulate you on that.
Thank you. I think this has been our most well put together and organized episode so far.
I gotta say
And
so too. Yes, I didn't add stuff. You didn't like trail off. It's a miracle.
yeah,
Well, you
I
trailed
have
off a
high
little
hopes.
bit. I heard the ticking, but overall,
Oh yeah,
85%.
my apologies.
It's all good. But 85% of it, that's like a new record for you. Good job.
We're making progress.
Indeed.
And
Let's get to 100.
let's progress to our picks for next time.
Indeed.
I'll go first. Mine are going to be the best and worst Call of Duty games. And you're probably not surprised
I'm not
because
surprised.
I've been on a COD kick. It's probably like you and The Simpsons these days.
Yeah, that's probably right.
So,
Oh, you got me an idea.
is that going to be his best and worst? Let's find out right now.
It is not.
Okay.
Actually, no, it's not. So, I just thought about this long and hard.
Yes.
Because I just can't remember. I just don't know. So, mine. I just pulled this out of a hat, honestly. Mine is going to be best and worst Beatles songs.
Okay.
Because I recently watched the movie yesterday, which I think is not not bad, but not like, super great either. Like this,
Yes.
yeah, this director is one of the best directors working today, and he just didn't. It's like a great director with a terrible script, but yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, it's about this one guy who is the only guy that remembers Beatles songs, and he puts it off at his own, and that got me inspired to listen to more Beatles songs. Which, by the way, I knew that they were great before, but now I have a new sudden appreciation for the Beatles themselves. Not John Lennon as much, because he thought he was bigger than Jesus, and he is not, because he's dead. But
in your face.
in your face. And yeah, so Beatles themselves, we're going to talk about Beatles songs. Not Beatles albums, but Beatles songs specifically.
Okay.
In Deadass Deep.
All right. I like it.
Now it's time for the theme park review as well. Hendry,
Yes.
it is your pick, I believe, because we're going to do that log ride, right?
Yes. It's called Dudley Do Right's Ripsaw Falls.
Oh, now I remember it. didn't tell me-
Hashtag let's go to Canada.
Yeah, you didn't tell me about it was the Dudley Do-Right one. I would
Yeah.
have remembered that.
Well, boovies and TV, but
this is a TV show.
I know it's a TV show. I'm just saying. In general, mate.
Actually, it was made into a movie. It was terrible.
Oh, I did not know that.
Brendan Fraser was Dudley Do-Right.
Wow.
Sarah Jessica Parker, the woman from Sex and the City, was like the Penelope or whatever.
Okay.
Which was so weird, and they were so bad.
I've never even
Holy
heard of this movie. I didn't know it existed.
It was it was released in 1999, and it was terrible. That's probably why you haven't heard of it, because it was horrible.
It must have sucked.
It was so good.
Like, okay.
For a Dudley Do-Right movie. Holy crap.
You'll have to review that one day.
Oh, I plan on it.
Reviews.
I plan on it.
Okay.
I already reviewed it, and it's in the books. Just got to figure out the right time to do it.
Okay.
There's a lot more reviews I want to do before then. Anywho.
Alrighty. Well,
that is it.
That wraps it up for sure for episode 10. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next time.
In episode 11, D Podcast. Dun 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 dun.
Bye.